Did we read the book?
Yes.
Did we understand it?
Debatable.
Welcome to Reading Between Wines.
Where the books are questionable.
The opinions are strong.
And the wine is absolutely necessary. I'm Cici.
And I'm Mariana, and today we have thoughts.
So many.
So pour yourself something strong.
You're gonna need it.
Let's uncork this week's read.
So happy Pride. So for the month of June, we are doing MM and FF books to celebrate it. And Mariana, what are we drinking today?
I'm drinking a very aggressive red, like the kind that tastes like bad decisions and unresolved childhood trauma, which is very on brand for this book, which is Don't You Dare by C.E. Ricci. We decided that we would give each other dares to complete before the episode to see whose was more unhinged. And I'm going to go right away and say I know Cici's was because it was hilarious. I dared Cici to let me pick one of her followers on her private Instagram and send him an unhinged message. The guy I picked, the only photo he had posted was a picture of him in a mask of skull and bones. So naturally, I asked her to ask him if he would chase her. And we were not expecting a reply.
I thought this guy was gonna look at my message and just unfollow me. He's just gonna be like, what a crazy person, let me get out of here. Instead, he did reply, careful what you wish for, you might just get it. And by the way, when he replied at like midnight, okay? And he liked my message. And then today in the morning, when I went to my Instagram, he liked it again, so I would have received a notification. Should I reply? For your dare, I dared you to pick up one of your most unhinged highlights in one of your books.
As far as book goes, I have read a lot of unhinged ones, but the one that stuck with me was That Sick Love by Jessie Hall. It's a bit hard to explain, this book. It's so dark. There's psychological stalker romance built on core themes of like religious guilt, obsession, toxic desire, all meshed together in a very unwell dynamic. There's Arrow, who is one of the main characters. He basically talks about temptation, like he's fighting demons while actively becoming one. And then you have Bryony, who's the female lead. I believe she is part of like the church and very high up, and they don't like it because she's a woman in power. The church basically tries to get rid of her. We're gonna get to that book. Just letting you know, we're gonna get to that book as well. I actually have 4 quotes, one more unhinged than the next, because you need to understand the possessiveness of the character. Arrow, he said, I wanted to worship her and corrupt her at the same time. That was one of the beginning lines.
Okay, that's not too bad.
He said, I'll fucking kill Bryony if she ever tries to leave me and then end my miserable fucking life right alongside her. It's as easy as that.
Well, that one's worse.
And then Bryony says, you can't fix me. I don't want to. Arrow says, wincing as I place both hands on the sides of her neck, my thumbs tracing her chin. I lick my lips, peering at hers, then back to her troubled eyes, the ones that scream out for me and me alone. And he says, I want to break with you. So they're going down a rabbit hole. This one, what? I don't even feel comfortable reading this all out. Arrow says,
oh my god, what does he say?
He says, wanting to coat that clean face with beautiful mixture of cum and tears is my mission. I want to get her off with her fears until she becomes dark and twisted creature just like me. She's not like them. She can't be. She has a real potential for vengeance. I just need to open her mind up to the possibility.
I'm sorry, he wants to coat her face with what?
Cum and tears.
Her tears or his?
Her tears.
Oh, don't. Sorry. Sorry.
Are you okay?
Should we start with this episode? We move on? I'm scared.
Going back, Don't You Dare is basically tension, obsession, poor communication, and choices that would get you blocked in real life but somehow are romantic. It's giving I should run, but instead you lean in way harder. I did. No regrets. Maybe some concerns about it, but no regrets. So
no regrets. Concern? Maybe. Do you ever read a book and you're like, whoa, this is way out of my league?
If you're going to spend money on a book, you're investing in your time. You have to read the book, even if it takes you 2 weeks to get through it. You have to read the book. And even if it gets scary or disgusting,
When you power through it, you're like, push through it, bitch. You're not a weak bitch. You carry on. I didn't have Zodiac Academy. But here's I'm gonna tell you why. I cannot deal with Geraldine POV. Have you read Zodiac Academy?
no, but it's on my TBR.
Really good. No. It's really good. I really loved it, and I really pushed through it. It took me a year to finish one of the books because Geraldine is so bad. Her POV, everything else, I would get through it like really quickly, but then I'd get to her POV, and it just took me a week to finish one. I then moved on to audiobooks because I just could not read it. I loved it so much, but even listening to it, I just wanted to jump out the window. I was like, I can't do this.
So highly rated.
I'm telling you, we had this conversation. I'm telling you, I really liked it.
Have you read the Legacy of God series?
I don't trust you when you say a book is good. I'm so sorry.
It's all about masked men.
It's all about what?
Masked men.
See what I mean? How can I trust you?
It's so romantic. He sees her trying to jump off a cliff and he forces her back, and then he forces her to suck his dick, and then he drives away. But he saved her from
what?
falling.
Do you hear? And honestly, sometimes I am scared for you. Do you listen to the things you say? Hand to God, really good book. And the description is, he saves her and then forces her to suck his dick. I'm sorry, what? Anyway, let's carry on with this book.
Before we dive in, a quick disclaimer. So today's episode covers 18 plus romance with dark themes, toxic behavior, and content that might be for everyone. And that's okay. Feel free to skip out on this one if it's not for you. Please check the trigger warnings before. And know your limits. That's very important, okay? And remember, we're here for chaotic fun, not life advice.
At all. Especially if it's a Mariana's book. Do not expect any type of like educational thing, okay? It's just fun. If you like it, stay. It's fine.
We do not judge here.
We do not. And also, subscribe.
Oh yes, subscribe if you want to see more of this unhinged chaos. What did you think this book was going to be before you started?
As always with your books, I always expect craziness, really. I thought this was going to be emotional yearnings, secret hookups, maybe a little bit of angst. Instead, what I got was emotional constipation, a situationship held together by fear, one man fighting for love and the other one fighting for his life every time someone look at him for too long. I'm looking at you, Pen. Anyway, what about you?
I think I thought it was going to be like a little toxic, but we can fix him kind of thing. It was not a little toxic. It was industrial strength. Yeah. I opened the book expecting red flags, and instead I got a full parade, marching band included, with the red flag waving in the background.
Yeah. If you had to pick one quote to summarize the book, what would it be?
Obvious.
Yes.
I picked Don't You Dare because I don't think the readers understand that it's actually part of the book. They played this game for like so long. They've been friends since they were kids, and they always played like, don't you dare jump off this tree or do this or do that. And the one thing that starts it all is when they're sitting in a group at a party, a girl says, don't you dare kiss Keene.
Is it Keene or Keene? Because I keep calling him Keene.
No, it's Keene.
Oh, I like Keene better.
No. Keene with a tiny weenie.
They were asked to dare, and then they kiss in the end of high school, and then Keene is like, wait, I really, really like that. And he has a whole revelation about himself, his sexuality and stuff. That's what awaits his sexuality.
Yeah, a sexual awakening, if you would call it, yeah.
If you will.
If you will. And we're all here for that. Everybody needs it once in a while.
Who hasn't kissed their best friend?
Don't dump on it until you try it. The don't you dare premise is exactly the kind of sentence that has actively enhanced every bad decision I've actually ever made, because usually they're dares. I think this book unlocked a deeply cursed memory from my 20s when my best friend dared me to see who could kiss the most people in one night.
Oh my god.
Instead of reacting like a normal person, I treated it like I was training for the fucking Olympics. At some point, it stopped. There was no flirting involved. I would just walk up to people, and it was pure psychological warfare. I had strategy. I had stamina the whole night until like 4 a.m. And I had crowd awareness. I was just like, you, kiss me. and then be like, you, kiss me. I was picking everyone, like girls, boys, anybody. Like literally was people. It was just
Boys,
people. It was
girls,
just like
they, thems.
all of them.
What do we say? We don't judge over here.
We don't judge. The worst part was I won by a lot.
Here's my question about the I won. Was it a competition?
Yeah, he dared me.
Okay. And who are you competing against?
My best friend. He was going around trying to kiss as many people as he could, but you know.
Okay. And what did you win?
I think it just shows that I have like full willingness to commit to nonsense once challenged.
I will tell them what they learned from this story, from another story from your 20s, is that they're Mariana to do something and she will do it.
I feel like Aspen would have respected my commitment. I connected to this because like when Keene and Aspen started escalating every dare instead of simply acting rationally, I was like, yeah, this is realistic for me. Sometimes your survival instincts don't say run. Sometimes it says double down and make sure it's everyone's problem. The only difference is that my night ended with greasy takeaway and a headache. Their version ends with emotional trauma, identity crises all around, and unresolved yearning. So technically I got off easy. Right? The only difference is mine ended with bragging rights and theirs ended with emotional damage. That's all I have to say. If you had to pick one quote to summarize the book, what would it be?
Being your most authentic self is the only way to ensure your happiness. And since this, I cry every single one of these episodes. What is wrong with me? Since this is a Pride Month episode, I wanted to pick this quote. I think it's important to talk about this. Ages ago. Literally, I was in my 20s, ages ago. Not ages ago. I was in my 20s, like literally yesterday. Calm down, Cynthia. But anyway, I was at a bus, and the people in front of me, they were holding hands. They were like same-sex couple, and they were holding hands. And I had my sunglasses so no one saw, but I cried because I was like, I'm so happy that I'm in a country that they are able to do that, and they are not being like judged for doing that in a public transportation or space. And I really hope that one day we live in a world where it's okay to be yourself everywhere. And not only is it okay, but it's celebrated. I hope that everywhere, at one point in my lifetime, that it's okay to be safe. It's okay to be okay everywhere in the world, not just some parts of the world. If there's one person that is listening to this and is struggling with their sexuality, I just want to tell you that you are still valuable, no matter who you like. If anyone makes you feel otherwise, they are the ones in the wrong. And they probably want to suck dick as well, so, you know. Anyway, that's the one Oh, and also, you are safe with us, not just me. You're safe here.
This is a safe zone.
Completely safe zone. Anyway, did you think this was box wine energy or vineyard elite?
This book, it was like expensive wine tastes, but like boxed wine after the third glass. Technically, it's high quality, but you are absolutely spiraling while consuming it. That's how I felt. Did you have boxed wine or vineyard elite?
This is straight up drinking wine out of a coffee mug at 2 a.m. while rereading text messages. This is what this book is giving. Listen, I went into it like I love a good MM book. I struggled with this one.
Who annoyed you more? Is it Pen?
Yes, of course. Of course it's Pen. Keene was communicating, begging, reassuring, trying. Aspen acted like he was carrying the weight of the world while actively creating 90% of his misery. And also, what really annoyed me was that he was acting as if he was doing that to protect Keene. You are not being selfless, you're being selfish. I'm so annoyed. This man. Don't act like you're doing this to protect Keene. The only thing you're doing is protecting yourself. Pissed me off. What about you?
Mine was the complete opposite direction. Mine was like, honestly, anyone who had the voice of reason. Anytime someone was like, hey, maybe this is unhealthy, I was like, boo! Let them be unhinged in peace.
Shut up. Do not talk shit about that.
I was like, I did not come here for stability. I came here for emotional damage with chemistry. Let me be.
Let them cook.
Let it cook.
Oh, I also have another one.
Tell me.
I have Avery. I said it before, and I'll say it 100 times. A man that worries that much about what other men put in their mouth is gay.
Look, I get you, but I read the second book, and it's about Avery and his redemption arc. He
We're
goes...
not talking about the second book.
I know, but like that's why I didn't put him here, because it's not okay to do what he did. It's not okay to do that. Getting kicked out of school, that was like good punishment. Losing his scholarship, all of that. I think the things he learned in his book kind of saved the character. I liked him.
We're not talking about... Okay, I understand that. It's just we're talking about this book, and in this book, Avery is wrong 100% of the time.
Yeah.
It is never okay to out someone. I don't care
Never.
what's going on.
No, never.
I don't really care what it does in the second book, because we're not talking about the second
But
book.
it was like you said, it's not okay because it's like bullying. Oh, well, it is bullying. You should have the right to decide when you want to come out, especially the way he did it at a stadium at their game. His whole family there.
Well, not just his own family, everyone that he knows.
Yeah.
But anyway, all I have to say to Avery is I knew he was gay before he even knew it himself. I'm like, girly, if you care this much about what other men put in their mouth, it's because you also want a dick in your mouth. It is what it is. And you know what? I'm here to tell you, it's okay to want that. It's totally fine. Just drop to your knees. I've said this before. Drop to your knees. Suck his dick. It's fine. No one here is going to judge you. The only person who's judging you is you. And if you want to eat ass, just eat it. Just do it. Don't bother me with it, okay? The fact that you're pissing me off because you want to eat ass is ridiculous. It's insane. Why are you bothering me with this when there's people dying, Kim?
There's people that are dying.
Avery, there's people dying out there. Do not piss me off. You want to eat ass? Just eat ass. Leave me out of it.
Or not.
I mean, or also invite me in. It's totally fine. But like, don't drag me into your drama like that.
Who did you relate to more?
Unfortunately, probably Keene. Keene. This is what I was reading this when he's begging Aspen to just like, please just be a good guy, and I was crying because I was like, we all had that one person that you just there like, pick me, you know, like choose me, pick me, and they're just like, nah, and you're there like, what? It reminded me so much of most of my relationship where they act like your boyfriend and they're like, I'm not ready for a relationship 6 months in, and you're like, what the fuck you mean?
It took me a second to swallow.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
Yeah. But you power through.
You power through. But anyway, I just think it's a specific kind of pain for you to like to be begging to someone to just stop being scared and choose me.
Yeah.
We can face this together. And it's like very specific. It reminds me so much of my relationships. One in specific, and I was just like, wow, I didn't realize I was going to confront my trauma like this. I guess we're here and we're doing it. What about you? Boy, don't play with me.
I think I related to both of them. I hate that for me, but I related to both of them.
I also hate that for you.
Yeah, Aspen's unhinged side, that's the, like, I know this is a bad idea, but I'm already in too deep, so let's double down energy, basically. The constant pushing, the don't you dare game where he just keeps escalating instead of backing off, because he was the one escalating it.
And he also never backed down for a challenge.
Exactly, and I'm like, sir, you had so many chances to walk away, and you literally chose chaos every single time. I felt seen, uncomfortably seen, because I would probably do the same thing. But then Keene is out here living like I can fix him fantasy, gets a full-time job, literally.
This is not a Taylor Swift song.
It kind of is.
No, because he didn't fix him. Aspen fixed himself, and even though I still have...
For me, like, the reason I related to Keene was the way he kept showing up, kept engaging, kept believing there's something deeper under all of the unhinged...
It's another thing. We all have that one person that, even though we knew was wrong, we knew it wouldn't lead anywhere.
Yeah.
We were just praying that it would. We were just putting in the work. We were like,
but that's exactly what, like I said, you're not fixing him, you're enabling him. But also, I get it, because what if it works this time? So yeah, Aspen is my intrusive thoughts. Keene is my emotional delusion. And together, they are my worst decision in a trench coat. So do you have any honorable mentions or side characters?
I do. My girl Bristol. She deserves financial compensation because she was Aspen therapist for like half of this book. Do you know that little for like, what is it? One of the guys have like this little, is it a bird?
No, he's a grasshopper. I think his name was like Jericho or Jebediah or something.
Yeah, no, that's the one. Is like his good conscience and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what Bristol was to Aspen. He's just like, maybe don't do that.
Yeah.
Maybe let's rethink this. He is the only emotional, intelligent person in the room half of the time. Do you know what I love that Ricci did here? She didn't write Bristol as the stereotypical jealous girl. Sometimes in this kind of romances like there's always a girl that is like, oh, but why are you gay? Like, pick me. Bristol was not like that. She was like, you know what? Fully support this. Go on. She stood on business. She was like, you know what? I get what you say. Let's go on. She had a quote that I really liked. I almost picked this as the quote to summarize the book, but then I saw the other one and I liked the other one better. She says, straight isn't the default, no matter how many people want you to think it is. This might get me cancelled, but I don't give a shit. I think sexuality is a spectrum. Sometimes you're like in the great scale, sometimes you kind of in the middle, and sometimes you on the gay scale. But I think it's just like a spectrum.
You can't define it. And sometimes people ask, for example, to my best friend, like they've asked, so what do you identify as? I like what I like. I don't have to put a label on it. And you don't. You don't need any pressure to put a label on anything. Just be yourself.
That's why I say I think it's a spectrum. You don't have to like tell me or the world where you fit on that spectrum. It is what it is. What really annoys me about society is that when you're gay, you have, and I use this and you will understand why, you have to come out. But you don't have to do it when you're straight. Like, why? If my kid at one point in his life comes home and sits me down and is like, I have to tell you something, I like boys, I did something wrong. Not because he likes boys, obviously, goodness, but because he had to sit me down to tell me.
What you're saying. Yeah.
I would expect for him to just get home and say, this is my boyfriend, mom. What matters to me is how the person treats my kid. It's not what gender that this person identifies as. That doesn't matter to me. My kid is happy, this person treats him right, and that's it. If my kid gets home and he feels the necessity to sit me down and tell me then he likes X, Y, and Z, I'm going to be like, oh, okay. So I did everything wrong? That's cool. That's awesome. I just think it's a ridiculous notion that you have to sit your parents down or whoever and tell them you like a gender. It's just like, that's ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you feel the necessity to do that, that's fine. That's totally okay. I don't want my kid to feel that necessity because I want him to feel like whoever I am, whatever I like, that's okay. I don't need to explain myself. I can just be.
Yeah, but I get where other people come from because a lot of the times they come from a religious group or something.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not
or
judging anyone that does it.
Yeah,
you
of course.
You do whatever you like.
And no matter what, even if your kid, for example, just comes home with a boy and says, hey mom, this is blah, like that's your way of knowing he grew up in a safe home.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. He felt comfortable enough to just be himself. He doesn't have to explain himself.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not judging anyone that has come out. Your prerogative. You do whatever feels right for you. You do you, boo-boo. It's not my business. Whoever you take to bed, whatever you do, whatever parties. I'm always down for a party. If it's a party, I'm there. Not for long, because my social battery is not very long. But I will be there. But I'm just saying that I want my kid to feel safe and to feel like he can just be himself without the necessity of explaining himself to me. That's all I'm saying.
That was really nice. My honorable mention was Keene's family here, like his whole family, because in a book full of chaos, tension, and emotionally questionable decisions, they were the one moment where my jaw just like relaxed. When Keene got outed at the stadium, that could have gone in a very different direction, like with the family. There was no dramatics, no rejection, no like we need time to process. It was just like immediate support, protection, and love. We're being healthy in this economy. The way they closed ranks around him and made it clear that he was safe and didn't make his identity the problem. They made it to show that the situation was the problem. And that's a huge distinction, I think. I think it's a grounding contrast to everything else that's happening. You've got Aspen and Keene out here playing, emotional chicken with their lives. And his family's just in the background like, we got you. And also maybe you're making terrible choices. And we love a supportive family moment. So truly they're the real MVPs of this book, in my opinion.
Completely agree. Would you want this relationship in real life?
Absolutely not. Immediately, yes.
Immediately, yes.
I don't know. Yes, no, I'm on the fence.
What?
Emotionally, I'd thrive for like 48 hours. Logically, I'd need a support group, a therapist, and possibly witness protection, but who doesn't like a little je ne sais quoi in their lives? Am I right?
You're not. You're not right.
Would you want this relationship in real life?
Absolutely not. 100%. Immediately, no, I've seen what I had to see. Keep it away from me, please. I'd need therapy, anxiety medication, and a nap. I needed all three of those after finishing this book, so imagine being in this relationship. Do you think that drama was justified?
No, but that's what made it so good. If everyone acted rationally, this book would have been like 12 pages long and incredibly boring.
I disagree. I actually think that some of it was necessary.
If Avery got his head out of his ass and acted normally and didn't out them, if Aspen just said, yeah, I like you, let's date, and get the fuck over it, Keene was fully on board, why you think the drama was justified?
Avery was just scared because he knew he was gay. He felt like he had to like show this aggressiveness to other gays, because then he's like, oh, if I act this way, then no one's gonna find out my secret. And I think there's a lot of people that feel the same way, that a lot of people that act this way because they are afraid of what they are actually feeling. So I think that is justified. Aspen, on the other hand, even though I hated half of the things he did, I understand why he did it. Once again, was not comfortable yet in his sexuality. He didn't realize who he was. And it was normal that he was like, when he was outed, he ran away. He hid. He was just like, let me fix this, and so that I can deal with it. And also I understand the fear of commitment, which he was, because like when you lose someone as young as he did, and then you see your parent go through that loss of like their love, you also feel like, I don't want to go through this. I don't want to love someone and then lose them. So I understand why he did what he did. So I think it was justified. Some of it was like internalized fear, public pressure. Those are real. But then again, at some point, Aspen stopped being understandable and started being exhausting. This is your best friend we're talking about. If you don't go through this with your best friend, who are you going to go through it? At one point, Aspen says, I'm happiest when you're happy, and then turns around and hurts him the most. That's when I'm like, you lost me here, mate.
He betrayed him there. That was a bit...
me here, my love. Anyway, do you think red flag or book boyfriend?
Aspen, Your Honor, he's guilty.
As charged.
But also, I will be defending him in court, writing character references and questioning my life choices the entire time. Keene, though, he's a green flag. Aggressively, emotionally available in a book that does not deserve him. He was just like the sweetest guy ever. He's constantly putting people first, checking in, caring, even when he's the one getting dragged through the emotional mud. Says a lot about his character. Even after everything, after the tension, the games, and like the literal chaos, he still shows up with patience and softness. When Aspen comes back. The way he continues to engage with Aspen beyond the surface level push and pull, actually trying to understand him instead of just reacting, that is growth, that is maturity, that is a man who should not be calm in this situation, because if it was me, I would go off. Keene is the kind of person who would bring the emotional stability to a burning building, and Aspen is the fire. But I still love him. What about you?
I really need to buy a red flag. Aspen is one I'm doing this for you speech away from me filing a restraining order. I'm so done with you, sir. Get the fuck away from my screen, please.
You don't have a green flag?
No. He is pissing me off as well. Girlie, wake the fuck up. Don't be a pick-me, please. I understand you because I also been in your situation, and the only reason I'm giving him a little bit of a discount is because he's young, and when I was his age, I was also begging someone to love me and to be there and to be a good guy. But also, while this person was like, I'm doing this for you, you're hurting me for me. Thank you so much. Gee, what a great guy you are.
Oh my god.
And you watch this, so.
I love calling people out on these episodes. It's so fun.
He knows.
You know who you are. They know.
They know.
Do you have any moments that made you like laugh or like what the fuck or like cringe?
After Aspen leaves the stadium, he goes to his home with his mom and stuff. He's staring at the ceiling and he's like contemplating life. Oh, why is this happening to me? Sir, you caused this. You did this to yourself. Get the fuck out of my screen. You cannot self-sabotage your relationship and then act shocked.
But his mom was on point with the advice she gave him.
Yes, she was. She what a queen. I have nothing to say about the
Yeah.
parents. They were fantastic. But at this point, when he was staring at the ceiling and being miserable, by the way, self-inflicted, but I digress. At this point, I was ready to throw my Kindle at the wall. And the only reason I wasn't doing that is because that shit was expensive and Aspen does not deserve my money. Also, he was acting as a boyfriend for months. And now you're like, I can't give you what you want. Bitch, you've been given.
You've been doing it. You've been playing the part, man.
You've been doing it. And now you're like, actually, I can't. The fuck you mean? The fuck you mean? Anyway, I hate a man. A man is a dog. A man is always a dog. It's fine.
So this is where I talked about Avery. I did acknowledge that
He's an asshole.
what in the absolute fuckery is going on with Avery. Besides outing people is already disgusting, but doing that at a baseball game in public as a spectacle, this is not your moment. This is not your story. This is actually unhinged in the worst possible way. That would be traumatic. I literally sat there in like full disbelief, jaw on the floor, wine paused mid-sip, thinking, oh, we've crossed the line into villain territory.
He didn't just cross the line. He can't even see the line anymore.
And it's like you said, it's coming from his own internalized homophobia. And there's layers there, but respectfully, that was diabolical.
No.
Trauma does not give you a free pass to traumatize other people.
Yes.
When he got kicked out of school, I was like, good. Consequences. We love to see them.
Love to see them.
So I was very happy about
Yes.
that.
And messages Keene and he's like, oh, I'm sorry. Here's why I did it. I'm sorry. If you throw a plate at the floor, he breaks just because you glue it together. Doesn't mean it's not cracked.
So do you have any spicy takes?
I don't think Aspen was protecting Keene nearly as much as he wanted to believe he was. Keene kept saying, I can handle this. And Aspen was like, I don't think you can. You just don't want to handle yourself. Aspen was just like, I don't want to deal with this. So I'm acting as if I'm protecting you because I don't want to deal with this.
That's actually the same spicy take I had. Just that Aspen was pushing him away because he couldn't come to the realization himself on what it would mean for him.
Do you have any memorable moments?
So this book said, you like angst? And then delivered. First, the heartbreaking separation. After everything that blows up the outing, the emotional fallout is absolutely brutal. We got tension and chaos, and then silence. And not the sexy kind. The painful, gut-punching, you ruined everything kind of vibe. And the 3-month ghosting. Aspen breaking their tradition of traveling together every year. And he took it himself because he wanted to figure himself out. That hit harder than it should have because it wasn't just distance. It was him choosing to stay away from a situation where he knew his best friend, potential lover, was suffering. What?
I hate the word lover.
You don't like Taylor Swift's song
I
Lover?
like the Taylor Swift song. I just don't. To describe a partner as a lover is so cringe. Like, ew.
They are lovers.
Ew. So gross.
Let me think of another word for lovers.
Stop saying it.
You really feel that shit of, oh, this isn't fun anymore. This is consequences. But then we get the emotional confession where he comes up to Keene and he says, I dare you to love me scene. I was like, excuse me? That was the moment. That was the payoff. That was all the tension, all the pushing, all the stupid decisions finally collapsing into something honest. Yes, it took months. Yes, it was ridiculous because their whole dynamic was built on dares or not backing down. And then it turns into this. Love becomes the scariest dare of all. And finally, they don't run from it. When I say they, I mean Aspen doesn't run from it. He accepts it. I ate that up. No notes, emotional damage. But it made it worth it for me. What about you?
Well, I have to, but I have the same as you. I like when Aspen went to apologize to Key, and he was like, actually, no, thank you, I'm good. It felt real that he was just like, I'm not just gonna let you waltz back into my life.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely not. But then I also like, Aspen was like not taking no for an answer and texting Key every night, I love you. And I was just like, that's cute. Key is a better person. He's not a better person. He's a stronger person than me. Because Aspen would have done it for 2 nights. And I'll be like, on the 3rd night, I'll be knocking at his door. Like, okay, I'm here. I'm ready. Let's just get this done.
He was very strong in resisting. Yeah.
To you. Also, he's basically saying, please stop running and let me love you openly. I saw my 20-year-old girly girl, bless her cute little heart, trying to tell a man, please, can you just stop being a man-child? That hurt me in a way that felt way too real. And it took me a minute. I was just like, whoa. Again, didn't expect to like bring up any kind of trauma. but here we are. I know this is a sensitive topic, but I dealt with it. I'm fine. I was 20 when this happened. Here's what this person was doing. This person was like acting like my boyfriend, and then with everyone else, he's like, no, we're not together. I was like, his dirty little secret.
Fucking rude. Okay, so what do we think? Main character vibes or delusional?
I would just say delusional.
Who?
Both. Aspen is like, we're not in a relationship while acting as he is in a relationship, and Aspen is telling him, I'm not ready for this, and he is like, no, but love me, pick me. Delusional, girly. He's telling you with all the letters that he's not going to be there. And you know what? If I was Key, I would always in the back of my head, I'm like, first sign of trouble, this bitch is going to run. I don't trust you for as far as I can throw you. And I'm not very strong, so I can't throw you really far. Delusional, both of them. Get the fuck away from me, please. Thank you. What about you?
I put Keene as like main character with hopeful delusion. I understand there's a bit of delusion there, but the kind that comes from wanting something real. You want something so bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Keene knows. He knows what he feels. He knows what he wants, and he still chooses to stay, to push, to believe that Aspen will meet him there eventually. Like, he's willing to wait. That's where that I can fix him energy creeps in. But it's less about fixing and more about holding space. And that's not easy. What?
Hold my finger. We're holding space for them.
Yeah, and that's not easy either, because he's navigating his own identity, his own vulnerability, while also being tied to someone who's constantly pulling away and not sure about what he wants. So the outing forces everything out into the open for him too, but instead of running, he processes it. He leans into the truth of who he is, even when it costs him. I think Aspen is like, I'll deal with it later, and Keene is, I'm dealing with it now. Both are main character journeys, but just very different stages of acceptance,
No, I'm sorry. Aspen is full on delusional. This man is.
He is delusional.
And he's no main character. Like, what do you mean? His inner monologue was, I've always been very interested, not very obsessed with his freckles.
That's what I'm saying. It's avoidance.
It's not clocking to you that you're gay. Are you serious?
It's avoidance and a side of delusion, because he struggles to come to terms with how he feels. A lot of people go through that. Because they go through the point of like, no, I can't possibly be.
If you look at someone's freckles and you're obsessed with them, you like them. Because I have never been obsessed with anyone's freckles.
I just remember in Heated Rivalry when Ilya counts Shane's lashes. I love them.
Aspen had main character syndrome so severe he forgot he was also living through the situation, but he's only giving delusional.
Perfect. That aligns perfectly with kind of what I said.
Yeah. Would you recommend it to your grandma?
Only if I'm trying to get written out of the will, so maybe.
That's fair. I would only recommend if grandma loves stressed, yearning, and yelling, oh my god, just talk to each other, while screaming at the wall, which is the same thing as screaming at them because they're not listening.
All right, okay. I think that's enough opinions for one episode.
I have so much more. We've read.
We've discussed.
But did we fully understand it?
That's still up for debate.
Follow us on everything at Reading Between Wines for more book chaos and questionable takes. I'm Cici.
And I'm Mariana, and we'll see you next Friday with another book.
Another photo.
And definitely more opinions you didn't ask for.
It.
And remember,
Speak responsibly.
Actually critique irresponsibly.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Definitely my baby ox. I think it's the feeling of never feeling worthy of good things, of expecting people to leave or disappoint you. I think a lot of people can relate to that. But what I love about Ox is that despite everything, he keeps his heart open. He still chooses love at every turn. He still sees the best of everyone, and he tries to protect everyone. And I think he's just beautiful. He's just a huge teddy bear. What about you?
He gives off this vibe of I don't think I'm enough, but I'll love you anyway. It's painfully relatable. So watching him grow into his strength while still doubting himself felt very real. It felt like as many people feel, even in their day-to-day lives, in work, in what they're doing. It felt a bit like, imposter syndrome.